Welcome everyone to Lunchtime with Region 9. This is our summer edition. I am Mark Donohue. I'm from California, from the city of Eastville. I'm one of your Region 9 directors, and I'll let Shawn introduce
And I'm
yourself.
Shawn Campbell from the city of Auburn, your other Region 9 director.
All right, so to start off, we want to play a fun game, an icebreaker question game, but to make this one a little bit different, we want you guys to like type in your answers, but don't hit enter right away. We'll have like a little countdown and everyone can hit their responses at the same time. So the first icebreaker is what is the worst advice you've ever received?
So theoretically, when after we do the countdown, everybody will hit their answer at the same time and it will flood our chat. Everybody will get to see it all at one time.
We went a little bit unique with our question. Usually people put best advice, but what's the worst you've
Yeah.
ever done?
Okay. So we're going to hit enter in three, two, one, go.
Whoa, the
Don't
council
take
was
this
fine.
job. Just go for it.
Just do it tomorrow.
The council is fine.
I knew someone was going to say, don't take this job.
Don't get too friendly.
Joan, I love yours.
Go platinum blonde.
That would not have been a good thing for you.
I did it.
Keep a straight face. Yeah. Be realistic. Yes. Yes. That is fun.
That's hilarious.
Okay, that is very fun. Our next one is if you could instantly become the expert in one random useless skill, what would it be?
Say that again, Shawn.
If you could instantly become an expert in one random useless skill, what would it be?
I would also like to pick the winning lottery numbers.
Yeah, that wouldn't be useless. Okay. In three, two, one, go.
Like
Fitted
cleanly,
sheet folding that's a good one.
how
Do
they cleanly pick up dog poop. That's hilarious.
that. Quoting show tunes, a post office clerk. Juggling, that would be fun. Underwater basket weaving.
Underwater bat, is that a thing?
It's a quote on if uh everybody goes to college to be an underwater basket weaver. You're too young.
Yeah, I was about to say
Anna's
that's
too
not my
young.
generation. Nope.
I
Never
didn't
heard that
always hear
before.
you say it, Shawn.
I was gonna say she must have heard me say it.
That's not a millennial thing.
You people.
That was awesome. Thank you
That was
guys
very
for
fun. Thank you, guys.
participating.
I love this. My actual useless skill is figuring out what day of the week and day falls on the next previous year.
And some people are depending on their GPS. I like
Yeah, I
that.
do depend
I
on my
do that.
GPS.
I do that too. All right. Thank you
Thank,
guys. That was
thank
fun.
you. That was very fun.
Okay, so save the date for the 2027 IMC annual conference. This next May, it will be in Fort Worth, Texas. The conference will take place from May 9th through May 12th, 2026. It is back to a normal 4-day conference. This one's not 5 days. 5 days was long. It was too long. I don't know if we're going to do that again. The board didn't really weren't too excited about that. It was a long conference. So, but
They
anyway,
used to all be 5 days, and so that
but
was
they
the
switched.
standard.
They switched
And
a few years ago, and then they made it like an anniversary thing. And
yeah, we didn't like it.
no, felt like we were there for. We were almost going to start paying taxes. It felt like we were there for a while. So anyway, conference will take place at the Omni Hotel in downtown Fort Worth. You can see a picture of it there. It's a beautiful hotel. Amenities comes with, pools, bars, spa, salon. There's award-winning dining there. There's a Starbucks in the hotel, which I know is very important for some folks, and a lot more. So, should be fun. So save the date. Registration typically will go out for that around December, January timeframe. So, keep a lookout for that around the holidays.
And then with that, make sure that if funding is a problem, I think we might have a slide later, but make sure you apply for your scholarships. There are scholarships out there. And so make sure you apply. And then we do have the IIMC region, or not, sorry, we have the IIMC conference returning to Region 9. It's not been here since it was in Portland. It's going to be in Bellevue, Washington in 2028. It's the third largest city here in Washington. It's a beautiful city. It's pretty easy to get to from SeaTac, and there's a lot to do in the area. If anybody has any questions about the area, reach out to me. We are in the planning process currently. Don't have any real set details, but you can see the area there is just an absolutely beautiful area. It's right on Lake Washington, and or Bellevue is right on Lake Washington. The hotel's not, but the light rail runs right outside the hotel, and it's just a super convenient space. So we're looking forward to having everybody back in Washington. It'll be the first time it's ever been in Washington. So we will be reaching out as we get closer to our Region 9 partners and looking for volunteers and help.
Exciting. All right, so recap of the May board meeting. So obviously we were in Reno for our annual conference. The board did meet there a couple times during that week. So some quick updates from what happened at that meeting. Our executive director updates, IMC's 2025 year-end budget was $139,614 in the positive, which is great. It's an increase from what was originally projected, so that was awesome. Our 2026 annual conference does have a projected loss of 94,000. That was as of May. They might have more clear numbers. Usually it takes a few weeks after conference to determine that. So I don't know if that number is going to stay 94. We'll find out probably at our mid-year meeting in November. A lot of that is just attributed to just food and beverage. AV costs are just astronomical. So those costs keep going up. So it's hard for us to break even on conferences anymore. There's a lot of staffing updates that are happening. So in July, member services will have a new staff member. Tammy Story is transitioning towards retirement. Some of you might have worked with her throughout the years. And then Janice Dowd will reduce her hours to part-time as well. Many of you know Janice. She's been part of member services for many years. Marlena Hernandez will move full-time this summer to member services representative. And Stephanie Garlarza will become the new director of member services in September. So she'll be kind of taking over for Janice in the long run. Some board approved policies. We approved an IMC board and complaints policy, an IMC leadership and continuity and succession planning policy, and executive director succession planning process. So preparing for the future. Our executive director has been with us, I think, over 20 years. So we're starting to think about what will life look like after Chris Shelby decides to retire. So we're starting that process now. Discussion of points to hours transition. So the education department lightly touched on this during the meeting. It wasn't a huge update, but there was a note about it that they're moving into phase 2 of the consultation and data collection process. It was noted in the outreach to state presidents that it was completed, but the response rate was low. So Shawn and I did confirm with our state presidents that they didn't receive the survey. So we provided direction to staff to resend the survey to our state presidents and to also include immediate past presidents, education directors, and institute directors. I believe that went out a few weeks ago, so I think a lot of the surveys were taken already.
Every person for Region 9 has responded.
Yay, awesome. And a lot of them are on this call here, so. So we're pushing hard on that. Obviously, our position remains unchanged. We are completely supportive of our 2 institutes in Region 9, and we don't want to see any change that would potentially harm the point value that you get at an institute. So We will continue to fight for that at the board level and work towards a solution that helps out regions that don't have institutes, because we do want to help them too, but we also don't want to harm our states and regions that do have institutes. And Region 9, we have two very successful institutes, so we want to keep that going. Election committee, the board voted to establish a policy regarding eligibility, status, grace period, and verification of members when it comes to the IMC vice president voting process. I sit on that committee and we're going through that right now. We're expected to have some kind of policy in the next few months. Probably one of the biggest things mentioned at the meeting was updates from the Ideal Committee. The board was provided information on a recommendation to modify classes of membership and core duties of the municipal clerk defined under a full member. The proposed changes are on the next slide, so we'll go through them. But I did want to say it's important to note that the changes are being brought to the Constitutional Task Force first. These are not finalized changes in any shape or form. And the final recommendation ultimately goes to the members to vote on. So whatever the Constitutional Task Force determines what should be on the ballot, the board will approve that, and then it goes to the members for a vote. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at it. So proposed classes of membership is full member, associate, supporting member, students, youth member, which that's a new category, transitional member, retired member, and honorary member. And then proposed 13 core duties of the municipal clerk. As you know, it's currently 8 core duties, and it's been like that for a long time. And you have to do 4 of the 8 core duties to be a full-time member. Because the job has expanded so much since the 8 core duties were established, they are proposing 13 core duties to kind of encompass a lot of those new things that we're all doing. So, legislative governance, oversight of the municipal clerk's office, statutory compliance, legal governance. I won't read them all, but feel free to take a picture of that if you'd like more information. Shawn and I can share more with you offline. There are some definitions under each of these that you can find out more about what each of them mean. I didn't have enough space to put all of it there, but if you would like more information about this, just reach out to us. We can send it to you.
The point there was simply to be more encompassing of what a clerk's office does now, opposed to what it did 50 years ago. The job has expanded significantly in the last 50 years, and they're not all the same. And so to allow for people who work in this job to be able to be members, but still keep it as to something that is you are actually in a clerk's office. You're not working in a different entity.
Yeah, and I think the intention behind, because right now you have to do 4 of the 8. I think the intention is 7 of the 13 that you would have to do. That could change. This is just what was presented to us from the committee. It's in the Constitutional Task Force right now, so it will most likely change in that that committee as well. So we'll see what it ultimately looks like after that. All right. The last recap part for the meeting, the 2029 annual conference location. So the board reviewed the 3 top bids for that conference location. It was Denver, Colorado, Ottawa, Canada, and Niagara Falls, Canada. And the board voted unanimously to select Ottawa as the next location for the 2029 annual conference. This was a secret vote. We all voted on a piece of paper, so no one knew what each other was going to do. And we were presented the information. We didn't know who the cities were. We're presented with the facts of what the costs are. What's food and beverage? Can everyone fit in one hotel? That's what we're given those facts. We don't know where the locations are. So after we reviewed all the facts and the board voted, Ottawa was selected as the next for 2029. And this will be their first conference in Canada since Calgary hosted a couple years ago in 2024.
So Region 9 is going to host the first ever Region 9 conference. Washington State has agreed to host that. It will be the first time we've ever done it. Most of the other regions host a region conference where all the members are able to come together. We do plan to have 3 different tracks. One track will be specifically Washington, but the other 2 tracks will be more general or more leadership, so that regardless of the state that you are from, they will be able, not, sorry, relevant to you. It is important that we make sure that everything there does go for everybody. My education committee and Joan have been working really hard together to make sure that we are able to offer the most points available. So with that, we are going to be able to, for if you attend the whole week, you would get 14 CMC or MMC points. That is a very large amount of points for a week. The first day is going to be Athenian dialogue. The second day is going to be an academy session. And then starting on Wednesday, it will be our regular conference. And there's not going to be anything different than the Washington Normal Conference, except for a lot more training and a lot more additional concurrent sessions and different speakers to make sure that it is for the entire region rather than Washington specific. My education committee here in Washington has spent a great deal of time making sure that the concurrent sessions fit what we would need to do for everybody, regardless of your state, to get a session that means something for you. My conference planning people have worked really hard to make sure that everything is set up so that it works for everybody. We spent a lot of time and effort out there. So that the registration for that will come out in December of 26. We always make sure that it goes out in December. So if you have a little funds left, you can spend 2026 funds for a 2027 event. And then it'll be in Spokane, Washington, at the Centennial Hotel. It is a beautiful hotel. It's a beautiful space. It's down along the river. If you have any questions about that, please reach out to me. I will connect you with the people that have the most accurate answer for your question. But we're super excited. We do plan to have at least 30 out-of-state guests. Mark and I sent out that survey and are looking for attendees and what you're interested in. And if this goes well, we'll continue it. And if it's just not something that works out, then we'll
Just
find
continue.
another way.
Awesome. All right. IMC Foundation scholarships. So last year, we were excited that we were able to award $400 to all 41 applicants for CMC MFC scholarships for use this calendar year. In addition, they awarded 78 applications, $100 for the James B. Tinnen online learning scholarships. There was also money left on the table. They could have awarded more. We just didn't have enough applicants. Which is a unique problem because we haven't been able to award to everyone before. So last year was really good. This upcoming scholarship period, application period, is coming up September 1st through November 15th. If you visit the IMC Foundation website, there's more information there on how to apply, and we'll do some outreach for it as well. But please apply. We're hoping that the same thing can happen as last year, where we can get everyone awarded scholarships just because you applied. It's a short application. You do a short summary as to why you need the scholarship, and that's it. It's free money on the table, so please apply. And as a reminder, Region 9, California, Oregon, and Washington, they all have restricted endowments that help fund scholarships exclusively for Region 9. For Alaska, they get their funds from the Region 9 endowment. So there is money for everyone in the region. So please apply. Do you want to do this one, Shawn?
Yeah, so I was texting Kim. I believe that Alaska last year opened their
Did you guys start one?
account. It isn't fully funded yet, but so I
Okay.
was texting Kim to make sure I was right.
It is fully funded.
Oh, it is fully funded.
It
So
is fully funded. Yep.
Awesome.
wonderful. So Alaska also has a restricted endowment. So I was texting frantically and Mark moved slides. From member services, we got, they sent out the member services salary update. They did receive out of all of IIMC members, 2,336. The results are available. You can go there and see what the salary survey looks like. And then the membership drive that they are working on generated 624 new members. For Region 9, we got 17 new members, so that's exciting. Region 9 has the largest membership outside of the international membership that for all of the regions.
And then our comms department for IMC, they are doing a soft launch of LinkedIn region, like a region page. You know, if you're familiar with the one we have on Facebook, they're doing one on LinkedIn now. So keep a lookout for that in the future. It's not, I think, quite launched yet, but when it is, we'll definitely send that out to everyone. So
Karen
another
dropped them both in the chat.
say
She
again.
dropped the salary survey link to the salary
Oh,
survey and the LinkedIn.
awesome, perfect. Thank you,
Thank you,
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah, so when the LinkedIn sites are ready, we'll send that out to everyone. So just another way for everyone to connect on a different platform. So all right, next we are going to start with our presidential updates from our awesome state presidents. Our first one is from Kim Lane. She's the president of the Alaska Association of Municipal Clerks.
Great. Hello, everybody. Let me get my thing up here. So my name is Kim Lane, and I serve as the borough clerk for the city and borough of Wrangell, Alaska and Southeast Alaska. I'm also the 2026 president of the Alaska Association of Municipal Clerks, and I'm here to speak on behalf of the association. So I'll follow my slide here. So let's see. Yes, we held our mid-year virtual Athenian dialogue in June, featuring Never Split the Difference, Negotiating as If Your Life Depended on It by Chris Voss. It was a great success. And I was very happy to see both Alaska clerks and also clerks from across our region. We opened it up to other Region 9 members. So, and then also at the request of our, our Athenian Dialogue Subcommittee, our IIMC Executive Board approved a quarterly Athenian for next year. So that's very exciting. We've never done that before. The schedule will include 3 virtual dialogues and 1 in-person dialogue at the conference in December of 2027. Of course, we will have one in 2026 as well at the conference this year. Let's see, during the IIMC conference in Reno, as you talked about the endowment, we did establish for the Alaska clerks an endowment, and it is fully funded. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to provide scholarships within the next year or two. We'll see how that goes. So that's very exciting. Let's see. Then registration is now open for the 61st annual AAMC conference in December. We have a great lineup of educational sessions planned, and we warmly invite clerks from throughout the region to make the journey up to Alaska to join us. It's very cold, but it's worth it. So the conference will include academies, both a nuts and bolts academy as well as a advanced academy. And then the actual conference will be on Monday and Tuesday following that. So it's between December 6th and 9th. So December 6th will be the academies, 7th and 8th will be the actual conference, and the 9th will be the Athenian dialogue. And then you can, if you want to check that out, just visit alaskaclerks.org. And if you want to register and come on up, that would be awesome. And then finally, the executive board approved the recommendation from the annual conference site and scheduling task force to relocate the annual conference to the Anchorage Marriott downtown beginning in December 2027. So there'll be more information to come on that. We'll still hold this year's conference at the Denina Center, so the one here in December. And that is all that I have.
Thank you, Kim. That was a great update.
Thank you.
All right. Next update is from the Washington Municipal Clerks Association, and Kathy, she is the vice president, right? That's the correct title.
President-elect.
President-elect, sorry. They're all these associations are different. Go ahead, Kathy.
Thank you, Mark. So the Washington Municipal Clerks Association, we've been working to on continuity of all of our operations and our committees, and also we're looking to future outreach to the different organizations. So part of the way we've been doing that is we have expanded our Office 365 to include our committees, in hopes that as we get our new committee members in, they will have all of the history and documents. We've struggled with that a little bit in the past. We've created our Mission, Vision, Values Ad Hoc Committee. And when you mentioned the title for president-elect or vice president, that's a discussion we started. We haven't really come to a conclusion on that, but we did start the discussions about possibly restructuring those. As Shawn mentioned, we're super excited about the Region 9 conference. We hope that it will be very well attended by others outside of our state, and you're able to come and join us in Spokane. Like Shawn said, it's a beautiful location. Part of our outreach is working with in our state, we have WAPRO, which is our Washington Public Records Officer Association. And so we're working on ways to do more outreach and work together with some of those other organizations within our area. We go to the next slide. Part of the other thing is we've been working on improving our scholarship application process. And then some of our outreach is also new engagement programs that our membership committee is working on, and we haven't quite kicked that off. It's still in the planning. I believe they're getting really close to doing that, but with the Coffee with the Clerk, and then also promoting some clerks off the clock, where we're going to encourage people to do things possibly, maybe you want to schedule a hike on the weekend and just throw it out there. Hey, and just kind of get together a little bit more, build those networking and relationships through things outside of our standard jobs. And then the other thing, this is Perry's slide since I'm filling in for her, and it just happens to be she was going to highlight something that I did recently. So this is kind of like I wasn't really planning on this, but one of the things to outreach is that I've tried to do is when our presidents, and I think the presidents that we have here and some of our past presidents can relate, like I think a lot goes into a president coming up with a theme for the year, and there's really a lot that goes behind that. And so I've tried to take those into and really implement those in my work and things I do. So part of Perry's Kindness Matters, I've reached out to some of the people in my local area who have just recently earned their designations, their certifications. And I've had the pleasure of attending several council meetings sitting on the other side, which is kind of fun to do, really, on sign up for citizens' comments. Most of them have been a complete surprise. I just show up, sign up for citizens' comments, and then recognize them for earning their designation during their council meeting. And it also has been an opportunity to let their boards, councils, their commissions know, what we do and the importance of those certifications, because I think it's really unfortunate. A lot of times we earn those and we put a lot of work and time into it. And, somebody might just say, hey, so-and-so earned their certification, but I think it's important for them to hear that it's important and it takes work, and also then thank them for supporting education for their clerks.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. All right. Next, we'll hear from the Oregon Association of Municipal Recorders. Their Vice President, Kalia Cisneros, I believe, is on here, and she will give the update for their President, Scott.
Hi, everyone. I'm filling in for President Stoffer. He's on vacation this week. Claudia Cisneros, Vice President and City Recorder for the City of McMinnville. I do apologize. This weekend, we're hosting our air show, and so they're doing air show practice right now. So they're literally flying over my office, and sometimes it is so loud, I'm like squinting, and I hear them coming. So I will try to wrap it up before I hear them over my office, and then you guys can hear them. So I do apologize. So for the Oregon Association of Municipal Recorders, we're happy to be planning and coming up really fast on our 43rd annual conference in Lincoln City. That'll be September 22nd to the 25th. I hope to see most of you or some of you there in person. And then we're in year 4 of the OAMR strategic plan. Some awesome things coming down the pipeline for us is in September, the members will vote on the final bylaws change for the strategic plan. And one of the big ones is changing our board membership from replacing the 7 board of directors positions into 7 geographical regions instead, and replacing them with 6 representatives that reflect 6 different categories in size and location. So we're hoping that also helps more people sign up to be on those boards. It's a struggle to get anyone to put in their nomination. So hoping this change will help with that. And then the other thing that we're doing is for budget, we're going to propose a new member structure. So instead of having just a flat rate, it's going to be based on city size. So we're super excited about that. We haven't had a member change or fee schedule for a long time. So I think this is a good structure change that we need and to help with our budget. This year we hosted our first hybrid mid-year academy, and it was such a success. And we had people from Washington attend. So we're hoping that this year it's bigger, better, and doing 2.0 again. So in March of 2027, we're having that. And then lastly, we'll be hosting our 44th annual conference in Redmond in September of 2027. It's in Eagle Crest, which is a beautiful location. So hope to see some of you or all of you there. And that's everything I have.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thanks for filling in for Scott. All right. Last but certainly not least, California Municipal Clerks Association updates, and their president, Suzanne Guzetta, is going to give the update.
Hi, I'm Suzanne. I'm the president and I'm the city clerk for the city of Milpitas. For those that aren't familiar with that, that's a mid-sized city near San Francisco. We don't have a huge update since the annual conference, but since, as Mark mentioned, many of us have been in the middle of election season. Our nomination period for November 3rd just recently closed. So we've made it through that part of the process, but for those of us that are dealing with ballot measures, we're still kind of going through that. A general update, we had strong attendance and financial performance from our 2026 annual conference. We had 350 strong, I believe, at our conference, but you know, that was really a great thing to see. It was great to see so many people at the conference and so many people enjoying their time and enjoying their networking together. We've just set the dates for our President's Networking Event Series for the coming year. I'm a big fan of 1940s war propaganda and war propaganda posters, and I used that to form my theme for this coming year, which is Fortitude for Tomorrow. And with that in mind, I set our theme for the President's Networking Event Series as the CMCA Canteen, inviting people to come down to the canteen to join me for drinks and conversation. So we had a special meeting just 2 days ago to consider approving our ARC management agreement, and that finally went through, and that involves no changes right now for Region 9, so we just wanted to let you know that. As for what's coming up next, our next big thing is our annual goal setting session, which is next week. It's a little scary that that's next week, but we're going to be working on adopting our new strategic plan since our current strategic plan ends this year. Other than that, it's been a good couple of months, and I'm looking forward to seeing the other presidents and the region directors in Oregon in September.
Thank you, Suzanne. All right.
Presidents.
Next, we're going to hear from our fantastic Institute directors. Our first one is going to be from Joan Tilton. Everyone knows Joan because she's from California, but she serves the Institute for the rest of the region. Northwest Clerks Institute. Joan, take it away.
Thank you, Mark and Shawn, for the invitation and the opportunity to speak to everyone. Yeah, funny thing happened after 35 years of serving as a city clerk in Manteca, California, not too far from Milpitas. The day after I retired, I stepped onto an airplane and headed to Washington to attend the WMCA conference and start serving as the Northwest Clerks Institute director. And so that way I was able to stay connected to the profession that had given me so much. And I can't believe it's been 10 years that I've been doing this. I thought I would do this for maybe, 5 years, something like that, just to get used to being retired. But, it's fun and it fills my cup, as they say. So with that, let me tell you a little bit about the Northwest Clerks Institute, especially for those of you from California who may not be aware. But we are an IIMC approved institute, just as your institute is approved by IIMC. Our institute is held in typically the first 3 weeks of June of each year. So this year we were, and we have 3 target groups, our first year, second year, and third year. We refer to them as professional development 1, 2, and 3. We also have a professional development, or PD, as we like to call it, 4, which is our Master Municipal Clerk Academy. We did not hold one this past June. So you can see our dates on the slide for this past June. We come in on a Sunday, start work at 1 o'clock, and we adjourn, if you will, at noon on Friday. And just a little bit of a breakdown, and there's a little bit more on the next slide. But as you can see, PD1 is the foundational courses that we consider foundational to being a city clerk. We talk about records management, ethics, writing and preparing minutes. If the term writing can even be used anymore, there's so many ways that we can prepare our minutes. And parliamentary procedure is a big part of what we do. We talk about the different styles of minutes. Again, very foundational pieces. We have attorneys come and speak to each of our state groups and talk about the legal issues that our clerks in Washington, Oregon, and Alaska encounter daily, whether that be public records, Open Meetings Act, just your garden variety of clerkdom occurrences. In professional development too, we start talking about supervising others, learning more about yourself and others, different management skills. This year we added a piece on workflow and workflow structure. We had 2 clerks come in and share how they have streamlined some processes in their offices, and it was very well received. Professional development 3 starts leaning more to critical public sector issues, management and leadership skills, negotiations, writing, crafting, developing policies that people can read, understand, and will follow. And that's just kind of a brief overview of the courses that we offer. If And the 2027 dates were up there. Again, we start typically first week in June and run the next 3 weeks. This is just a little further breakdown. So public administration and management, professional and personal development. We call it PD. I like to refer to it as personal and professional development. You take away just as much for your own personal growth as you do for your professional development and growth. And we do have those technical skills that we need to stay on top of. What's the latest, greatest agenda management software flow, whatever the latest thing it might be out there. Mentoring and networking, I've heard each of our state presidents talk about that. Mentoring and networking, that's a huge piece of what we do at PD. So just a quick overview of PD 1, 2, and 3. Basically, it's 40 hours of class content over 6 days, which would earn you 20 CMC education points. And with PD4 is we start on a Monday at 1 and adjourn on Thursday at noon. It's usually a deeper dive into 1 or 2 specific topics and geared towards those working on their MMC. However, you can attend. Those working on their CMC can also attend and get value out of that. And that is 24 hours and 12 MMC points. So with that, you attend PD 1, 2, and 3. Basically, you graduate the academy with enough education points to earn your CMC. And happy to answer any of your questions. Shoot me an email anytime. The PD1 session, we break out by state. So it's very state specific, Oregon, Washington, Alaska. The bulk of the rest of the classes are all, we're all together as one. Our attendance typically, each PD is capped at 65. I will tell you that, and that's based on the size of the facility that we use and the capacity of the trainers that we have. They prefer to limit the number of students. So we're a fairly small institute, but we get to take deeper dives on topics that we're talking about and we're learning about. So I encourage anyone and everyone to attend. We've had folks from California come up in the past. We've had people from Idaho. We had a group from Florida attend, a group of 4 attend our PD1 session 1 year. So if you want to check us out, please feel free, but I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'm available anytime. So thank you, Mark and Shawn, for inviting me to address everybody today.
Thanks, Joan.
Thank you, Joan. That was really cool. All right. Next, we have our other Institute Director, the fantastic Randy Joel, who is the Institute Director for the Municipal Clerks Institute for California. Randy, take it away.
I am, and I'd like to introduce myself as Randy Joel, a Joan Tilton groupie.
Yes.
For those of you that know, you know. And to illustrate it, I can happily share with this group that it was Joan Tilton that married my husband and I 14 years ago on a train. So when I mean groupie, I mean like hardcore groupie. So with that, welcome to the Municipal Clerks Institute. Next slide, please, in California. We are a partnership between the California Municipal Clerks Association as well as the California State University System. We are the California IIMC approved institute for those pursuing their CMCs and their MMCs. And so you will go ahead and receive your 60 required education points if you are pursuing your CMC and your MMC certification. If you spend 4 weeks total with us at 15 weeks or at 15 points per week-long session. We do have hybrid learning, so we have one virtual day and 4 in-person days. Next slide, please. Our CMC track, so that's kind of what we refer to as our technical track. We focus on the municipal clerk as an employee, and then as a supervisor, then as a manager, and then as a director. And we go through functionally what tasks and responsibilities in the municipal clerk's office you may have wearing each of those particular roles. Next, please. And then we have our MMC track, and same thing. This one's a little bit more leadership oriented. So this one is all about understanding yourself, understanding your organization, understanding your community, and beyond understanding into action. So this is where we really, from a leadership perspective, we talk everything about emotional intelligence, public servant leadership, strategic priorities and planning, community awareness, data and decision making, technology, trust and relationships, community power, building community power, all those kinds of fun things. So technical track, leadership track. Next slide, please. Here are our 2027. I just noticed a typo there. It's February 12th, 2027 for the virtual plus the in-person. Our virtual days are typically the Friday before the 4 in-person days, and the in-person days are typically Tuesday through Friday. So we always have a session in February and October, which is CMC oriented, and a session in June, which is MMC oriented. So we go ahead and we open our registration 90 days prior to the first day of class at 8 a.m. The 90th day falls on a weekend or holiday. We open the next business day. We are very meticulous about the way we do this because our institutes sell out fast. And so that is what we are doing. We are ending. Next slide, please. We are, the good news is we are ending the first contract, that was a 3-year contract, this December 31st, 2026. But the good news part of it is we just extended it for another 3 years. So we will now be going through December 31st, 2029. And that's really important to us for stability. That's really important to us for growth. We really spent the first 3 years, frankly, creating this startup. And the startup is luckily doing fantastic. And we are now moving into opportunities for expansion. And we have a beautiful facility at CSU San Marcos at the McMahon House that we use for all of this stuff. So with that, I will say I am very excited about the Region 9 conference, the first, hopefully, of many annual Region 9 conferences, and looking forward to supporting our Region 9 directors, my fellow Institute director, and all of the Region 9 members. And lastly, yes, education is huge. We don't care where you get your education. If you can't get into California, go to Washington. If you want to try and spend some time in San Diego County, come on to California, right? Like especially our MMCs, because those June sessions, those don't necessarily sell out. We do have a little bit of space in there, and we continue to keep the cost at $500 for members and $600 for non-members. So we are doing whatever we can between Joan and I to just help you get your education however we can do it. So with that, back to you guys, Shawn and Mark.
Thanks, Randy. We have Dr. J is able to pop in. Dr. J is the IIMC Director of Certification and Conference Planning. Dr. J has a quick announcement or a quick update for us from IIMC.
Hello, everybody. I am going to second it. I am also a Joanne Tilton fan. She is amazing. I have had the honor of teaching at her institute 2 times now, which has been really awesome. So there's nothing like being able to be in the space and see how you all are doing the work and coming together. And so that's my little shout out. So she didn't marry us. I just got married. I don't get to claim that. But I am a big fan. Anyway, without further ado, I'm excited to announce that since conference in May, your region has had 115 new CMCs and 41 new MMCs. Sorry, I take that back. Of the region writ large, right? But from your region exactly, out of the 115, there's 32 new CMCs, and out of the 41, 15 came from all of you. So that is just a testament to all of the hard work you all are doing, and every single person that got their designation went to Institute. So again, that is a testament to how important it is, if you can, to please attend your Institute. Like they mentioned, if you can't make it to San Marcos or you can't, or Washington, vice versa, figure out a way, because the education is so important and so much work goes into what your directors are doing. Our new RFP is out because after Texas, guess where we're going to be? Region 9 for our next conference, Bellevue, Washington. So really what I'm asking for all of you is the RFP is up. We've put it up early. We're trying to get in as the RFP. What I mean by that is our call for presentations for conference. If I can get all of your help, if you know of a great speaker who does records management, or maybe they do things with artificial intelligence, maybe it's things for, just whatever ideas you see them and you're like, this presenter is really great. They would do great at our conference. Please encourage them to submit a proposal. I would really, really greatly appreciate that. Shawn Campbell doesn't know this yet, but I am going to try to work with her for that conference because I would really love to do a big city, small city type of forum. I know that's kind of been on people's minds. We haven't really had the capacity, and oddly, Tetrising and puzzle solving at conferences is becoming more and more challenging. But I'm really hoping that in Bellevue we'll be able to do something like that. If you are going to make it to Texas, I will say that this year I'm very excited because we're going to be able to have desks in the room, which makes I'm geeking out about it, but everyone will have a place to write and use their laptop. So the conference area, because it's at a, what's the word I'm looking for? A convention center, like the rooms are just a lot bigger. So they'll allow for us to be able, you could bring your laptop or your notebook and actually not have to write on your lap. So that for me is a win already. But I'm very excited to see everybody if you're able to make it. If you have any CMC or MMC questions, I'm always available and willing to help with that. And let's see. I think that was all I wrote down for my notes, but I'd love to answer any questions if any of you all have them. Thanks for letting me hop on. I wasn't sure. I got stood up by my last two appointments, so I am here.
Thanks, Dr. J.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Jay. Thank you for coming. All right. Before we dive into the fun stuff, we do want to highlight our Region 9 sponsorship program. We have two key sponsors who participated this past year, NetFile and GovEnity. So I just wanted to shout them out and thank them so much for being sponsors for Region 9 and putting money into our region. That allows Shawn and I to have the cool booths at all the state conferences and all the fun giveaways. And we're looking into more fun stuff and potentially maybe doing a Region 9 scholarship for the first conference that we're having in Washington. So thank you again to NetFile and GovEnity. Shawn, you want to talk about the store?
Yeah, we have the merch store. All the funds do go to the IIMC Region 9 endowment. We have some excellent merch, and it's a great way to represent Region 9. We have some fabulous different things, t-shirts, sweatshirts, sweats. The sweats are the most comfortable sweats I've ever owned. And if there's something that you have seen at another site, let us know and we can try and add that to this site. But it's a great way to rep the region.
If they ever have polos on Bonfire, I will put them up, guys. I wish they had polos. They just don't do it. I've been asked that one so many times. Region 9 Facebook page. We talked about the upcoming LinkedIn page, but we do have an active Region 9 Facebook page. So if you're not a member, please scan the QR code. It's just a fun page to get information. We do certification announcements. We welcome all the new members to Region 9. So, please follow along. We'd love to have you in there. All right. This is the key. Before we get into our sponsor and our Kahoot trivia, we want to give a chance for any of you guys to ask any questions that you didn't already do in the chats. If you guys had any Region 9 questions, we'd be happy to answer them. If you're not comfortable answering in this setting, you can also email us. We're happy to answer through email as well.
Mark and I will make something up.
If we don't know, we'll make something up. All right, doesn't look like there's any questions, so we will move on to our Kahoot trivia game that is sponsored by Netfile. So I believe we have Jake Montgomery from Netfile is on the call. He's going to do a quick spiel about Netfile and what awesome stuff they do. And I am going to set up the Kahoot trivia while he does that.
Great. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Jake. I've been working with NetFile for 3 years. I think I got to meet most of you this year or one of the previous conferences. Today, we're sponsoring this event on behalf of our boards and commissions management system. The system, it automates pretty much the entire process for you guys from when the application comes in to then moving them through the process flow, letters notifying your applicants, acceptance or rejection, and then posting them online with, if you have other forms for them, things like that. So we're really happy to be here and sponsor you guys. You guys are great. Sorry, Tom's not here. We did let him take a vacation today, so I know we do let him do that every once in a while. And yeah, it's just great to see all you guys, and it's great to work with you guys. So thank you for putting up with us.
All right.
Thank you for everything you do for Region 9. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And Jake, for the Kahoot game, what are you giving away?
Yeah, so we're giving away an iPad. So